Hi, today I'll be talking about ethical violations and board discipline. I'm in Texas and I had a hard time finding cases that were specifically in Texas, but Louisiana kept coming up. So I looked at those, and I would say the most thing I noticed was either practicing without proper license, or the next one, which was a little shocking, was having improper relations with clients. And most of them were adults, but there were a few, one in particular that was a minor, and that just really, that was sad to see. But I would say that was the majority of them. And a lot of them were, their license were suspended. A couple were revoked, obviously for the more serious things, but most of them were suspended, and, they could do some sort of little, either do CEUs or stuff to get their license back. But there were two that were really interesting to me. One, the therapist or the counselor had an improper relationship with her client, and she received 6 months suspension of her license. She had to take 6 CEUs dealing with professional boundaries, and she was fined, I think it was like a little under $4,000. The Louisiana codes that she violated was 371110 A39, and then the ACA code was A4, A5A, A6B, and A6E. And I just found it interesting, she didn't lose her license. It was just suspended for 6 months. And then, of course, like I said, she had to pay the fine and do the CEUs. And then there was another case, like right under it, where the therapist was not practicing with a valid license. She didn't complete her supervision hours, so therefore she hadn't gotten she wasn't fully licensed. And she violated the Louisiana 3711A and 371122A. And she had her license revoked. Like, it was gone. And she had over $22,000 in fines. And it was just such a drastic difference. And I guess I know that representing yourself is wrong. If you represent yourself as something that you're not, that's wrong. But I just felt that having the improper relations with a client, even though it was an adult, still, I just feel like that just seems so much more serious. But anyway, so I thought that was kind of interesting. And as far as the ACA codes of impairment, it says, or the ACA ethical code says, that counselors monitor themselves for signs of impairment from their own physical, mental, or emotional problems and refrain from offering professional services when impaired. It also says that they should seek assistance if they're having any problems, and that they should also keep on, but help their colleagues. And if any of their colleagues they feel that are suffering from impairment, that they help them and, try to get them back on track. And I just really like that, because it's kind of a good checks and balance. This profession, if you really care about it, not only should you be responsible for your own actions and, being ethical in the decisions that you make, but also look out for those around you, and try to keep, checks and balances, everybody kind of make sure that we're all doing the right thing. So I really liked that it said that. And as far as what we can do, I know that a lot of counselors, could be potentially suffering from burnout, especially right now with the pandemic and everything that's happening. And I think it would be good just to try to get everybody, make sure everybody's watching everybody. And if you notice that, and there's even, I've seen some group counseling for mental health and medical professionals to come, and just so that they can kind of have some, people of like minds that are going through the same thing, and kind of, be able to talk about that. So I think that that's something good. Thanks.